Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a brew built around Ojer, the red Ojer, the Axonil, which is a 4-mana 4/4 trample, and it says if a red source you control will deal damage of amount of non-combat damage less than its power, the source deals damage equal to its power instead, which is typically 4 power. And then when it dies, you can return to the battlefield as essentially a mountain. It's pretty hard to trigger this so it comes back into play, but it is possible actually with this deck. With the addition of some new cards, Arabella, for example, could potentially do 4 non-combat damage in a turn to flip this back up. But Arabella is a 2-mana 1/3, and when it attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 2 or less. Right? So if you only have Arabella out, it'll just do 1. If you have other creatures, like all our creatures in this deck, which have power 2 or less, it will supercharge the Arabella to do extra damage. However, the Ojer also will do extra damage with the Arabella and make the amount of damage it does 4 if it's anything less than 4. So that's kind of nice. The other new card is the Razorkin Needlehead here, which is a 2-mana 2/2 with first strike on your turn, and then most importantly, whenever an opponent draws a card, it pings them for 1. So that's very strong with Ojer. If you have these two in, you're essentially just pinging them for 4 every turn, even if you don't attack. And then everything else in our deck is just, again, built around Ojer, but also built around Delney, which synergizes with kind of all the same cards that these two synergize with, which is kind of interesting. Delney is a 3-mana 2/2, which says creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. And if an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So this works really well with all these creatures here. With Arabella, doubles the trigger there, gives it a little bit of evasion for larger creatures, as well as the Needlehead here. It gives it double triggers and a little bit of evasion. The other cards, we got the Generous Plunderer, which is a 2-mana 2/2 with Menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can create a treasure, and then it gives your opponent a tap treasure. Notice this is a May, you don't have to do this. But then when it attacks, it deals damage to the defending player equal to the number of artifacts they control. So it kind of pings them for 1. It works pretty nicely with Ojer as well, because you can play this on turn 2, get in a treasure on 3, and then play the Ojer right away, attack, get the trigger, and transform that amount of damage equal to 4 right away. So you can kind of curve those into each other, which is nice. I'm also trying out the Hearthborn Battler here, which is a Lizard Warlock, 3 mana for a 2/3 with haste. And it says whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, it deals 2 damage to target opponent. So again, this just works really well with all the other kind of synergy we have going on here with Delney. So the triggers will be doubled with Delney, or it adds to the count of creatures with power 2 or less with Arabella, and its ping ability gets changed to the power of Ojer, which is usually 4. So a lot of synergy there. And even in the 1-drop spot, we've got the Hired Claw, which is a 1-mana 1/2. It attacks, does 1 damage to target opponent, and then you can put counters on it if an opponent lost life. So this pings players, which is really good. Again, with Ojer, this gets doubled with Delney. Works with Arabella, and then the Scamp also. This more of the same as a 1-mana 1/1. When it dies, it pings something, so Arabella can double that. Delney can double that. Works with Arabella, and Ojer can make that amount of damage equal to 4. So there's no really way to kind of pump power of creatures, and I was kind of thinking you could maybe play some pump power of creatures in the deck, but you also want your creatures to have 2 or less power. So it's sort of an interesting dynamic of if you want to really pump the power of your creatures or not. But there is one way, which is the Restless Bivouac, which can put +1/+1 counters. So if you pump the power of Ojer, it can kind of do even more than 4 damage per ping that you're doing to your opponent here. So red-white mana base, again, the Bivouac is the creature land, and one of Mirrex to create also creature lands, a little bit of mana fixing there. And then Shock is just some removal here. With Foundations coming out in a couple days, there's certainly some improvements. Burst Lightning would replace Shock, of course, so you could play it in addition to it, which would be nice. And Shock is just quite good also with Ojer, because if you go face with Shock, it turns it into a 1-mana 4 damage, which is very powerful, but also just removal spell to kind of get small creatures out of the way so you can keep attacking here. So that is kind of the deck, an interesting synergy deck. here. We'll see if it's, viable, better than any other aggro deck in the format or not. And regardless, it looks like a lot of fun. So let's jump in some games and see it in action. All right, Ojer combo. Opponent goes first. I'll try this. I got Claw into Delney here. So we'll see. Up against rabbits. Nice. So Claw, Delney, Ojer. That's kind of a nice curve. But let's see if they got a better one. Good attack. Okay. So the problem with if I play the Hired Claw before I attack, they can just double block. If I do it after attacks, I can get this damage in. Assuming they don't have like a trick or anything. They're just going to single block? I'm also just going to allow it. That's fine, because I want to play out these cards here before I hit Delney next turn. Mirrex coming in handy here. Ooh, okay. That is a good amount of dudes, and then these all get pumped here. Could block with a scamp and like ping this, but then that would trigger something else. No, I think I'm just gonna take here. Now Delney says creatures you control can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater, so that doesn't actually work. So So if I play the Delney first, it would double trigger this, but that would let them just like block my guys, and I don't really want them to do that. So I maybe just attack, hold back the scamp, play Delney after. Yeah, I think there's a swing with those. I could swing with the scamp too. But again, I don't really want to trade it off right now. So just trying to set up for my big Ojer turn next turn. So let's just do this, and then try to kill them next turn with this and all these. That's the plan here. Unless they do something really big. Okay, that counts as something really big. How much damage will this be, though? We'll see. Let's see if I'm forced to jump block here. So this is 8, 10, 13. So I think I'll just go no blocks. And go to 1. And then kill him here. Alright. This should be a lot of damage. a lot of damage. I don't even know how much it is, but it's 4 of those, and each are 4, so they're gonna go to 1 or -1. So yeah, that was pretty sweet. Alright. Nice. On to the next one. Right. Ojer combo on the play with a decent hand, I would say. No 1-drop, but got Arabella, which is pretty good on 2. And then if we draw a land, we can do Battler. We're up against another red list here. So Arabella, lead with that. And then we can do Battler and then swing. See if they have a removal for the Arabella. If they do... no blocks here, 'cause Monstrous Rage would just completely blow me out here. No reason to, ooh, only 1 land. Okay, that's good. Really good for us. So I'll play the Battler here, and then swing with both? I could hold this back, but I'm not going to. So ping for 2, which is nice. And could follow it up with Ojer if we draw a land. Or just play out some Needleheads here. But hopefully Arabella will be good enough to sort of swing the damage race in my favor. If they do ever play 2 spells, let's ping them. Okay, there is an Ojer. I think I'm just gonna do that or just play 2 Needleheads. I think I'll just do 2 Needleheads. Just thinking what the difference is here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Needlehead, Needlehead, and ping, and swing for 4, down to 6. Alright, looking good so far. Yep, alright. Didn't draw the lands and got there. Alright, Ojer combo on the play. This hand looks pretty good, actually. Could even curve the Plunderer into the Ojer if I wanted to, so maybe we'll see. Yeah, I think we'll lead with that, most likely, here, instead of the Needlehead. Decline. And yeah, play this out. So that we could go turn 3 Ojer here. Would give them a land or another treasure, but might be worth it just to get this out of turn sooner. Okay, Fountain Port. And I think I'm gonna do it. Give him... Ooh. There's a Needlehead there. I wonder if they... Huh. Do I think that they have a removal spell? Because if they do... I don't want to play this and want to just play those two. Yeah, let's save it. I feel like they might have something here. I have a blocker. Okay. Well, I can trade with Scamp. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, let's just do these two. And then ping them. And then next turn we can play the Ojer. Ping. We'll see what they do in terms of if we want to give them a, a treasure or not. Okay, they're going to use the treasure. Because this will be a ping for a lot of damage. Next turn. Oh. Never mind. That is all my stuff. Alright, well, gonna have to just kind of go for it here. Unfortunate. No way to really recover that. Yeah, they had a Mirrex here. Okay, there's a Forge. Not too concerning. Just block here. And then just hold the land, but swing here. And pass. And see if they have a removal. No. Ping them for 4. Okay, that's pretty good. It's a good sign for us. If they had a removal, they probably would have used it. Unless they have another... Well, I actually can't even cast the other temporary lockdown. Unless they have another white source, if they have another one of those. So, yeah. I guess that's it. Alright, got there. On to the next one. Alright, on the draw with a pretty decent hand here. I'll keep it. I think I'm going to lead on the Hired Claw here and just play out a Delney later. Could go 2 Hired Claws, but maybe I want to get. If I just want to head down. Okay, that's a big mouse here, unfortunately. Need a shock off the top would be nice. No? No shock. Okay. These battlefield forges are not helping either. That's for sure. So I'll swing here. Assume no blocks. They do block. No, okay. And then play this, but this is just a race that I don't think I'm going to win this race. But I am going to ping them. Unless I get an Ojer next turn. Or they miss on lands, or they have all lands. But this Manifold Mouse Heartfire Hero is pretty hard to stop. Well, ooh, oh, ooh, okay. Almost attacked with it. Alright, we'll block here. Down to 9. Okay, there's a mountain. That's somewhat useful. So we go Delney, it doubles up all these triggers. But I don't think I want to do that. Let's see. I think I was going to play those 2 out again. Maybe just chump with one of them, honestly. Okay, we'll swing. Oh, I think I should have. Oh, that was a small mistake. Should have played the Hired Claw before attacks. Hopefully that doesn't count. Come back to bite me here, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to essentially chump block with the Hired Claw anyways here. So, because this having double strike means I must. Oh, let's give it trample. Oh, okay. So, I wonder what that means. Huh. Alright, well, I can try to block, I guess. There, I mean, for Forge, this is 4, 7 total. I can try to block and hope they have nothing. Sure. But, I mean, if they have anything, I'm pretty much dead here. Anyways, alright. And GG. Alright, Ojer combo on the play. Hand is okay. A lot of Arabellas, but it is a good card, so we'll try it. Not super excited about the hand, but we have something to shock on one. That'd be somewhat useful. Okay, well, at least we can discard some extra Arabellas here. Not looking forward to playing against discard, though, we'll say. The extra shock is not great. So we'll see. Yeah, there's the cut down. There's another Hopeless Nightmare. So do we discard the land or we discard the shock? Probably just the land here. Yeah, there's a Hired Claw. I'll play out that Arabella. We'll play it out. We'll play it out. Another cut down, yep. Bandit's Talent, okay. Discard the shock here. Hmm. Maybe we play this just to play the Plunderer just to get maybe a treasure, which actually might be good for us to get right now. And doesn't really matter if they have a lot of lands here. So we'll see. Just trying to play out our hand so any future discard doesn't. So I think I'm going to take action here. Get the treasure. Okay. So what's more important? 2 hired claws or a needlehead and a hired claw? I think the needlehead. I mean, whatever I leave in my hand is probably going to get discarded. So that's alright. We'll play these out. I hope they don't have any like sweeper of any kind. Paying for 1, down to 17. We can use this during their upkeep if they want. But yeah, definitely a challenging matchup because... Okay, they're flooding. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna use that. Again. They must not have drawn anything that great. 1 on top. And then this is level 2. By Liliana, okay. They can make me ditch a card or sacrifice. I'll probably sacrifice the hired claw here because I have another one. I think I'm gonna do take action in case I draw something. Okay. So I think I just play these out. And swing at, let's see, it attacks, deals damage, defending player. I guess I'll take out the Liliana here, probably. Don't want them to have access to that. Because if they tick up and then they tick down, make me sacrifice another creature, so might as well just take it out while I have the chance. Oh, well, sort of regretting that decision now.
And you think you can win?
Sacrifice the Scamp. And then what do I want to do with the damage to? So this next turn is how much damage? Okay, this is going to be 3. This can kind of be 3 as well. And this can be kind of 3 also. If I pump it and... So the damage to them could matter. That's what I'm thinking. I'll just go on to Liliana though. I think it's a safer play in case they keep drawing removal, but it's debatable. Okay, level up. Yep, I'm gonna do the token again just to do damage. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm gonna swing and I'm going to level this up. I can only do it once a turn, but down to 4, and then should be down to 3 when they draw. Yeah, I can do that anytime if I want to do that. And then down to 2. Did this trigger? Okay. Twice, okay. And then Hopeless Nightmare, okay. That's not gonna do it. I think we should have this. I can animate the Bivouac as well. So yeah, go ahead. Scry. Alright. I will take the damage, create the treasure, and yeah, that should do it. Animate this just for funsies. Swing with everything. And sure, pump it up. Yep. Alright, nice. Got there. On to the next one. Alright, on the play. Oh god, 3 Battlefield Forges. I guess I'll keep this. This is gonna be painful to me. But this is a good hand. If these were just mountains, that would be a lot better, but we do have... We'll see. If we're up against an aggressive deck... Ooh, there's an Arabella, nice. I think I want to lead with that. Here. And get in. And decline. But yeah, a lot of pain in the mana base, but... okay, shoot the sheriff. It's down. Here's a mountain that helps a little. So, Plunderer or Needlehead. Don't really need the mana here. But we also don't have to use it for the mana either. I think we'll just go for the Needlehead here. So we'll just swing for 1. And decline here. Alright, so I really want an Ojer or a Delney. Either one of those would be pretty good. Double up things here. Okay. Another land. Didn't need that. But we'll swing. They must have a removal spell. Okay, I can kill that. Which I will do before blocks. And just get in. And again, decline here. So if they don't have like a temporary lockdown or something. If they do, we're just dead, but if they don't, we'll have a chance. Maybe. Kind of flooded out a bit with 5 lands and 5 spells. Not the ratio we want. At least would have liked to have drawn a creature land. Alright, we will... I think we'll decline. We don't need the mana ourselves, and pinging them for 1 doesn't do much unless we draw Ojer right now. No, not Ojer, so... yeah, this is Menace, but they can just double block, so... I think we'll just play this and hope to draw an Ojer, or draw Delney. Either one of those would be pretty good. But we can ping them a little bit here, but not looking good. Unless we draw an Ojer. In that case, it's pretty good. Okay. Yes, go ahead, Deep Cavern bat me. Again, I think I'm just going to decline. I'm not sure. Okay, that's interesting. Just play it out. And... well, they know what this is, so might as well play it. Can't really bluff with that. So we need to... yeah, still need a Delney and Ojer here. Hold back. This does trigger on the upkeep, so it's a little awkward, but... probably have a removal. Oh, okay. I'll shoot the sheriff there. Okay, that's fine. Take out their bat so they don't gain any life. That is fine. And then just keep pinging them. The Needlehead. I guess they can't target. These are... it's funny, shoot the sheriff. These are outlaws, so... ooh, that's a pretty good draw for them. Maybe just block with everything here. And they'll trade for 2 of our things. It's because it basically has vigilance, so Like 1, 2. We just do this. Those fish are kind of a problem too. Yeah, I mean, not really any getting out of this anyway, so. Okay, well, I can attack here, but that doesn't really do anything either. Just didn't draw the Delney or the Ojer, so. I mean, if I attack, I can hope to make a double block and take 1. I'll just pass. Still just hope to draw an Ojer. Or a Delney. Would be good. But not looking good for the home team this game. Ooh, nice. Overlord, nice. Yeah, it's possible I should have. No, it was just not even going to attack at all. Well, nor am I. Seems like you might as well attack with these, but who knows. Alright, there's the cut down. And now, even if we draw Ojer, this is potentially 5 and 5, so not really that much. And there's some life gain. Yeah, get the bat back. Get some more guys. And that'll do. Alright, welcome back to the wrap-up for our Ojer, Delney, Arabella kind of combo synergy deck here. This was a lot of fun to play. Kind of an interesting, a lot of cool interactions. All the cards kind of work well together. The deck performed quite well when you kind of got the good draws with it, especially when you had an Ojer on turn 4. That really just kind of super powered up the whole deck. If you didn't really have an Ojer or a Delney, there was one game I just didn't draw either one of these. The deck is, kind of weak because the cards aren't great necessarily on their own, but you kind of really are wanting one of these cards to kind of double up the triggers or just turn the triggers into 4 damage to really kind of go off and do a ton of damage in one turn. But when you do that, it is quite powerful, which is kind of cool. Is it better than any other aggressive deck? I don't know, not necessarily. I thought it was, good, but not like maybe necessarily better than a red deck, but kind of a different take on it. Arabella is quite good at racing other aggressive decks, so that is kind of one of the upsides, I would say, of playing this sort of version. And then Arabella into Delney is just like a really good curve too, so that can kind of win games on its own. And then, yeah, with Foundations coming, there are certainly some upgrades you could play with this deck. There's, I can't remember, there's a one mana 1/1 Goblin you can sacrifice to do 1 damage. That might be better than just the Scamp here. Or you can play it in addition to that as well. Yeah, pretty interesting. I didn't think the Battler was that great when I drew it, but an interesting card to try out nonetheless. Or you could just play more Burst Lightnings as well. I think that might actually be the best upgrade for the deck. Just have a little bit more burn that works well with Ojer, but also can sort of remove any Deep Cavern Bats or whatever your opponent has out. So a fun deck for sure. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this list, any improvements or changes, or what you're excited about with Foundations coming up in a couple days. So I will have some new Foundations brews coming, and let me know what you're excited about for that. So stick to the channel if you want to see some cool new combo decks with Foundations. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.